Hey guys, I was going to go live on YouTube, but apparently YouTube does not want to work on, at least on my laptop. And every time I try to like something on YouTube, I'll put it on my favorites on YouTube. It just literally is like, sorry, something's wrong. Let me pause it real quick. Okay, I am back. And if I look a little bit, like tired or something like that, or sleepy, it's because I was drinking yesterday. Yeah. Uh, Don't worry. I have people that are around me that care about me, just in case. Don't worry. I know how some of my viewers are. Be like, "Are you with people?" I'm like, "Always." Crazy. I'm always at home, either chilling and shit. But anyways, I'm gonna roll this up. Well, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about AEW right now. I haven't talked about this company in a while. Well, barely at all. Maybe because I'm always talking about WWE and shit like that. But the shit that I'm hearing from AEW is just hilarious to me, but at the same time, I'm just like, you guys are supposed to be a professional wrestling company. You don't see this shit with WWE. And it's funny, too, because we talk so much shit about WWE with all their shit that they're doing and crap like that, right? But when you see shit like this, you'd be like, it's not a fucking high school. It's not a high school, and you guys are not in your fucking 20s anymore. Literally. You guys are not teenagers anymore. You're not 21. Basically. And if you are 21 in that building and you acting like this, whoo, guarantee you right now, you act like that in WWE, they will beat the living shit out of you. I'm not playing with you. All right, try try to do this back in the 80s. They will beat the living shit out of you. None of you guys would have fucking companies to be. I mean, fucking have jobs to begin with. All of you guys would have been fucking goddamn fired. They would let you go on day one. And the fact that Tony Khan doesn't have that type of mindset, motherfucker, what the fuck's wrong with you? You rich fucking spoiled ass piece of shit. Because your daddy got money? Seriously, man. Seriously. This whole AEW stuff sounding great and everything like that. I still haven't watched AEW to the fullest, basically. I watch a few things in here and there, but not to the fullest like WWE. Because I'm still WWE kid. A good old WWE. I've always been that way. I know some people be like, oh, but the indie stuff and the other stuff. And I'm like, oh, of course, duh. The indie stuff of wrestling is like the best thing that is right now. Just saying. Even WWE cannot compete with that shit. Right? Seriously, I'm saying that right now. But most people are like, if someone tells me that, oh, AEW is indie, no, they're not. No, they're not. If you're on TV, you're not indie. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Alright? Because look, if you want to be a real wrestling promotion and not be an entertainment promotion, you don't be on television. I'm saying that right now. I'm saying that right now. If you want to be a professional wrestler, really professional wrestler, you don't be on television. You don't be on television. All right? Because once you hit on television, they expect you to look a certain way and they expect you to act like a certain way. All right? And plus, you're representing their company too. So anything that you do, they're going to be pissed off at you. All right? So which one you rather do? Be on fucking TV and walking on eggshells, or being a wrestler, not getting TV time at all, basically, and having hardcore fans just figuring you out, like old school back in the day. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't have that anymore. Or is that too much? Because a lot of these podcasters have pointed out that wrestling is becoming like that, and it's like, yeah, I'm glad. We should have different territories with wrestling and shit like that. What the fuck, man? I miss those days. I mean, I'm a '90s kid, so what do I know? What do you mean you remember those days? You weren't even around. But when you look back at wrestling, that's what I'm talking about. But moving on with the AEW shit, this is just fucking sad. Look, look, look. If you haven't watched Just Alex, I barely watch his shit too. But listen to this shit, man. I usually go to him for like wrestling news and shit, but I mean, and some other people too. But listen to this. Really quick short on what I said. CM Punk was fired by AEW today because of the investigation of what happened at All In, and I'm mad. I'm very upset. I'm mad at everybody. I'm mad at CM Punk for not taking the high road and allowing all this high school drama to affect his comeback in AEW. I'm mad at Hangman Page for shooting on CM Punk, going into business for himself over Colt Cabana when Punk had zero I remember that. I'm just like, that right there should have just ended everything. But no, it kept going and escalating more and more and more. I might not know the full story, but I do know when shit's fucked up, and there's no point of being fucked up when you're in a business. You're there to make money. Seriously. In my opinion, if I was Tony Khan and I saw this wrestling drama and shit like that, you have two things. I would literally tell these motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, two things could happen right now. Either we drop it, or we make this into a fucking goddamn storyline and embarrass you all of you motherfuckers, and then you can sort this out in the fucking goddamn ring. How about that? How about that? How about that? If you guys want to act like fucking goddamn teenagers around here. This is a business. We're here to make money. If you hate mad at that person, that's fine. But guess what? We probably might put you guys together just because it's going to make more of us money. Is that a bad thing? Yeah, but you better not hurt each other. If you do, that's on me. And I have to pay for that shit. And if you guys do hurt each other, then both of you are fired. Permanently. And not going to my company again. That's why we're done. I would have done that. I would have been the most, look, you know how people say that, oh, Vince McMahon is like that true businessman and shit like that? You know, he's a father figure to some, but he's a ruthless businessman. Hard and true and stuff like that. I'm all like, well, you can't really blame the man to have that attitude, because I would too. Because look at the shit you see in AEW. You know, I'm not giving Vince pointers or anything like that. For crying out loud, man, he still has accusations against all these women, and he still is not getting in trouble for it. He thinks that it's gonna just pass by and shit like that. No, it's gonna look with that whole shit with Vince McMahon. It's gonna pile up on him. It's gonna bite him in the face. It already has right now, but it's gonna go to the point that's gonna sabotage his company, and we have no choice but to leave, or fuck up his company even more, and no one will watch his product. Which one is it, Vince? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one do you want? Because you don't want that major thing that I know that you're trying to, that everyone wants to hide and doesn't want to talk about, is going to come out. And when that does come out, the wrestling world will never be the same again. I've already said that right now. All right, and I don't have to talk about it here. But all I have to say is that the whole AEW situation is bullshit. It is. It's bullshit, and it shouldn't even be a thing at all. As a wrestling fan, watching this stuff, hearing about this stuff is just ridiculous and shit like that. I wasn't even going to talk about a video about Brie Wyatt, you know, passing away and shit like that, but I didn't want to. The reason I didn't want to talk about it is because I would have literally stuck of me just talking about the Enlightenment shit to that shit. Because I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's why I didn't make a video about it. Right? Seriously, because if I did make a video about it, you guys would not like what I have to say. At all. Maybe you do, because I'm looking at it in a other perspective, in a higher knowledge way. But people that don't get it would just be like, oh, pissy in their feelings, and they'll be like, oh, fuck you. You know, how dare you say that to him or some shit like that. And it's just like, I'm saying facts, and I'm not saying about him. I'm saying facts that can happen to anybody that's like you. What do you mean like you? You see, now you're catching on. But moving on. Sorry. Alright, let's continue on with Alex's shit real quick.
Ultimately getting CM Punk fired. Ultimately, I'm mad at Tony Khan for not being a stronger leader and preventing this all from happening from Jump Street.
You know, I was gonna say, where the fuck is Tony Khan's dad? But Tony Khan's dad is not even a fan of wrestling. He is, right? If you're a fan of wrestling, Tony Khan, why in the fuck will you let this happen? Why would you want this? Look, I get it in a spiritual enlightenment way. You have to do shit to distract people, so other shit that can happen in the world, people won't notice. That's why I don't pay attention to a lot of this wrestling shit. Because in real life, it's all fucking goddamn distractions for the real shit that's happening to this planet. But you don't hear me talking. So anyways. Well, how dare you say that? I don't have to get deep into you. If you want to talk like that, fucking come over and we can fucking fight with my fucking fists. Seriously, because if you're going to be that ignorant, I just can't deal with ignorant shit. For crying out loud, look at the shit with AEW. Can you deal with that ignorant shit? Come on. I'm dead serious, man. If you can't take the ignorant shit with the AEW and some other shit in real life, how come you can take the bullshit down? How come you can't, like agree what I'm talking about? You don't have to. I'm talking about you have to agree with my viewpoint or anything like that, but you need to agree to the point of like bullshit ism, basically. Bullshit is bullshit. You know? Seriously, man. This whole thing with AEW crap is literally pointless. It's pointless. There's no reason for people to there's no reason for people to talk about this, but I understand why people are talking about this because they're wrestling fans and they all just pissed off that shit like this has happened. There's no reason for this to happen. Why does it happen? Why? I mean, I could tell you, but I mean, I just did not that long ago, like a few minutes. But this shit happens. I mean, well, I'm not even gonna tell you that, but because again, I already mentioned it. It's just this stuff that's happened to this company is fucking hilarious, in my opinion, and it's showing their true colors. And I think AEW needs a new needs a new boss. Seriously, a boss that can actually, oh, I don't know, a boss that can actually be a boss. That's just me. Because Tony Khan cannot be that boss. He can't be that guy. He needs to be friends with everybody. You can't be friends with everybody. You're the boss. You're the boss. You can't be friends with everybody. Yeah, sure, the boss can like you, and that one might give you a little leverage, but he's not gonna like everybody. Look at the shit that you see with Vince, and you'll be like, "Why you don't like this guy?" Oh, I just don't like him. I just don't see his potential. We need Tony Khan to be like Vince. Hey, to be quite honest with you, I know some people might be pissed off at that, but to be quite honest, that's probably the closest thing we could ever get for this company to be good. If Tony Khan mocks Vince McMahon, just don't do any of those allegation shits. But who knows? Maybe he already did them anyways. I own a wrestling business. Oh, really? You know how some men are with their words and shit like that. Try to get with ladies.
The fans suffer.
Yep, and the fans suffer. The fans suffer because of it. The whole CM Punk returning is supposed to be this epic moment, this great moment. I always say I laughed at it. To be quite honest with you, I did. I did laugh at it. When CM Punk came back and shit like that, people were like, he's back! I'm like, yeah, back to wrestling, not WWE. Because people thought he was back from WWE, and I'm just like, guys, this is AEW, a totally different scenario, and you guys are acting like he's back in WWE. No, he's just back in wrestling. And then you have this one guy that's crying like a motherfucker. The camera shoots it, and then all of a sudden, this guy gets tormented on Twitter, and then the Young Bucks feel sorry for him and shit like that. Come on, motherfucker, man. Get that shit away from me. That shit's a fucking joke. That shit was fucking rigged. I don't give a fuck. That shit was planned. Don't fuck with me, man. You mean to tell me a guy cries and then a cameraman points out his face? Bullshit. It's the same shit when you see that little girl pouting like this and then the camera shows him. That moment when the Miz wins the championship with Randy Orton, she's pouting like this. Come on, guys. That shit was all planned and everything like that. Come on. Oh, no, it wasn't. Live like that, boo-boo. But I know that shit wasn't planned. Alright, seriously. That shit was not planned. I mean, that shit was planned. That shit wasn't like, oh, it was just a spare of the moment. No, when it's a spare of the moment, you can tell and it feels different. You know, remember that moment when WWE was trying to push Roman Reigns, and then that moment, when WWE was trying to push Roman Reigns with Triple H, and people didn't care about it. There was this moment, literally, there was this moment when Roman Reigns is like punching Triple H, and Triple H is getting hit, and then there's like a girl right behind them, and she's like, ah, ah! It's so fucking goddamn scripted. Shit like that, you can tell that shit was scripted and that shit was forced. Why the fuck are we gonna pay attention to any of that shit? People saw right through that shit. How come we don't not see through right this shit? This is 2023, and people all actually getting smarter. Believe it or not, right? There were still fucking dumb motherfuckers out here, but people are actually questioning more now, which is a good thing, because that's something we should be doing a long time ago. But I guess ever since the pandemic happened, people have changed, I guess, right? Well, that's what happens, man. Seriously, that's what happens. When there's a pandemic around, people change, man. And other people, they don't accept it. They don't accept the change. It's almost like the stuff that you see with CM Punk and stuff like that. CM Punk came back. They love the change and stuff like that. But when look, I'll be honest with you. When CM Punk came back, right? When he came back with all this fanfare and everything like that, something in the back of my head told me he's not going to be here for that long. It's CM Punk, guys. It's CM Punk. And shout out to what is it, brother the Myers Fanatic. Shout out to that brother because he literally said that eventually it can't be always everybody else. You have to look at yourself. And I'm just like, thank you. Come on, guys. Punk goes everywhere and he always gets in trouble or some shit always happens. Come on, guys. At that point, you have to look at yourself. Am I doing it? Am I escalating the problem? Or am I not walking away like an adult? Like for real, Punk should be walking away at this point. But you're dealing with people that are fucking children, and we're dealing with people that think that they own the fucking goddamn. They own. People think that they deserve the whole world, and if they don't, sure, well, fuck everyone else. Like I don't know. Always look. Again, I like CM Punk. I love him as a wrestler. He's a great entertainer, great on the mic and shit like that. But when you act shit like this, dude, I get it. You're fucked over and shit like that. I get it. I get it. But there's come to a time and a place when you just get tired and sick of screaming, yelling, and fucking fighting with people. So you know what you do? You fucking walk away. You get the fuck out of there. Stupid concept, right? If I was walking someplace and it was negative and I was feeling like shit, what would I do when if I walked in an environment like that? Oh, I don't know. I will ask for my fucking release. Stupid fucking concept, right? But I know some people are going to be like, but they have a lot of money rated on Punk. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. You have all this money rated on certain superstars and you don't want to see them go for some fucking reason. Well, you think WWE is going to grab them? They don't want to go to WWE because they don't have the freedom that they have in AEW. Because in WWE, the fucking was it the crazy people don't run the asylum basically in WWE. I mean, they could. I mean, I still think the crazy people do run the asylum in WWE. Just saying. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, look at Vince. He's already crazy. So I mean, you could catch that up to him being when he was a child and stuff like that. Shit happened to him when he was a kid, and that's true too, man. That's why when I heard the story of Vince abusing these women and shit like that, I'm just like, damn, man, your mom fucking sexual harassed you, so you do this? Damn. Like fucking. That's why I say Vince is he's a sick person. He does need mental help. He does. I'm not even a therapist, and I know that man needs mental help. He does. He really does. But I know I'm talking about Vince McMahon and shit like that. But hey, this is just wrestling in general, and Vince McMahon is a big part of wrestling. So without without some of these superstars that Vince didn't grab out, we won't even know at the end of the day. I would have never known CM Punk. I probably would have heard him like in the indies and shit like that, kind of like Kenny Omega and shit like that. But nothing like something that was nothing that will I will remember him more. Basically, like Punk. Basically, like I remember more Punk more than Kenny Omega. But if I was part of the indie scene, basically, like watching that stuff all the time, then yeah, obviously it'd be like Kenny Omega and shit like that. But I hear so many different things about these wrestlers that are really fucked up, guys. So I'm just like, you should. They're all YouTube channels about wrestlers that got fucked over and shit like that, but also wrestlers that fucked themselves over and are banned from the wrestling industry for many reasons. So they're all YouTube channels that are like that. You just gotta find them. They're really, really good, and I mean really, really good. Good, good, good. Like I don't. They don't talk about spiritual enlightenment stuff, but I'm talking about their like if you want to crack down of how these motherfuckers are or how they act, there you go. I can't remember the YouTube channel, but it's really, really good. Once you find it, you know. Seriously, you know. So going back with this whole, at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, all of this stuff, we all know it should have never happened. Should have never happened. Should have never been discussed, and should have never been a part of wrestling to begin with. But the fact that it happened probably shows a lot, and hopefully we can look at this and grow and move on as other video game promotions and other wrestlers that look at this shit. Because look, I've been noticing that a lot of wrestlers that were in WWE that went to AEW, some of them are literally fucking piece of shit people that just want to use you so they can be on top. And I'm just like, dude, you're like 40 or 50 years old. Get over it. Get the fuck over it. It's like the whole thing that you see in fucking WCW when it was dying. When I see that shit and I hear all the wrestlers talk like that in AEW, and I'm all like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? CM Punk point this out better than anybody. We should be teaching the newcomers, you know? And then the newcomers are like, oh, I don't want to learn anything from you. It's shit like that gets a ripple effect from the wrestling industry, and no one doesn't want to work with anybody at that point. Because then you'd be like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this guy fought this guy or this woman fought this woman? It would be a dream match. But it can't happen because they hate each other. Imagine Shawn Michaels and Undertaker did not happen because they still hated each other. And even when Undertaker did hate Shawn Michaels, did I ever stop him walking with Shawn Michaels? No! He knew it was right for business. Alright? And Undertaker made money. So did Shawn. They both made money of fucking kicking each other's ass when they were younger. You know? And then when they fought WrestleMania 25, you know, that was a dream match for me. They were old enough to respect one another. And I loved it. I loved it. That's why I wanted that match so fucking much, because I know these guys' history that much. And the thing is, that's how much wrestling is. And the thing is that Tony Khan doesn't look at that shit and take advantage of it. And I'm like, Tony Khan, you have so many things. If you can't even think of anything in your creative department, you have all the shit right here. All these wrestlers fucking fighting with each other in real life, and you could be like, okay, we're using that. Why do you think in WWE some wrestlers take cheap shots in one another? It's because they butting heads back in the stage. Maybe not fully to AEW extent, but to the extent of like, all right, we can actually have fun with this and make a good storyline out of it. You see, that's what I love about wrestling. Because if you butting heads with somebody, you're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have fun with this story. Oh hell yeah. You know, I mean, like, we're gonna have fun working together, you know? And then eventually you might respect the fucking goddamn person. You might not like them, or they might not be your favorite person in the world, but you still enjoy them, and you still be like, I wanna work with that guy. I wanna work with that person. You know? That's what wrestling's all about, man. Having fun. And then obviously when you're a wrestler and you don't like that person, you start, you know, wrestling with them, you get some respect from them because you be like, holy shit, this person got moves, they know what they're doing in the ring, and they're not hurting me. You know, they're very protective, basically, and that is so fucking. I think that's beautiful. I think that is beautiful when you can see that too in a wrestling match. I forgot what Chris Jericho match was it, because there was a Chris Jericho match that he was fighting with a wrestler, and they kept doing like flips and back and forth and all that, and then the whole crowd was just like yo yo yo. Everyone started clapping to Chris Jericho. You can see Chris Jericho's face. He was like, oh my god, this is gonna be good. But he had to be a heel. He wanted to smile. He wanted to smile so bad, but he couldn't smile. If you knew who he was wrestling, you deserve a cookie. And remind me, because I want to see that match again. Because when Chris Jericho was fighting with that wrestler, and the crowd was just like, holy shit, these guys are like communicating. They had good chemistry, you know? Oh, it was so good. Even Chris Jericho, he knew that, you know, he was fighting a wrestler that had good chemistry with them. And you know he wanted to like smile a bit because he found a wrestler that he can match with and have a good match with, you know, but he was a bad guy at that time. So he was just like, you know, you know that smile, pissed offness that you know that person's smiling, but they're a bad guy, so you know they have to play the part as a bad guy. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just so good. That's why I love Randy Orton sometimes, because Randy Orton, he just plays it. He just does it. And I'm like, yo, Randy, I love you. Please come back, Randy. Please come back. Please come back, Randy Orton. Fucking for real. Fucking for real. Seriously. I don't know how bad his injury is, but I'm I'm really hoping it's not that severe, because this boy needs to fucking come back. All right, you know how much the crowd, you know how much the ladies are gonna fucking scream for your ass when you come back. I can hear it. I can hear it right now. All the women are literally gonna fucking show their breasts at you when you come back, Randy. I am dead fucking serious. Your wife better be prepared. That's enough about wrestling and AEW and shit like that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Sorry, I had fun. I'm having fun here because I love wrestling, and wrestling should be fun. All the shit that I'm talking about here with wrestling, of me having fun with it, that's how wrestling should be. Not be all of this bullshit that we've seen with AEW and shit like that. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Look, I know some people are not big fans of like Rhea Ripley or Dominic Mysterio or even any of the any people from the Judgment Day. I know some people don't. I'm not big fans of them and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I'm having fun, and that's why I care about wrestling. If you're having fun and it comes off screen, and I'm having fun, and I can notice that you're having fun, then of course I'm going to have fun. I get it. I get what people are saying when it comes to like Rhea Ripley and Dominic and the whole Judgment Day stuff, and it's like, oh, WWE's, oh, how come WWE doesn't have these superstars like The Rock and shit like that? I understand. I do understand that. But guys, you de-inflating your fun that you could be having with these wrestlers that are probably not going to be here for that long, and then before you know it, you'll be like, damn, right when I was about to like them, they leave, and it's just like, well, whose fault is that? Not mine, yours. Seriously, that's why when people don't appreciate things that they have, basically, and then they appreciate it later on, I'm just look at them like, especially when it's a person like a wrestler or a person that's like you and me. I just look at them. I'm like, so you treat them like an object, like it was nothing, like it was come and go and shit like that, like any other fucking stupid piece of shit wrestling fan that gets excited for a new thing but then gets bored of it once they keep seeing it. Like all these fucking wannabe video game gamers. Oh, that's something new. Let's play it because it's new. Then it doesn't sell well. Then they start complaining why it doesn't sell well. Because they're catering to a market that's not you, bitch. Seriously. And I'm talking about to the gamers that get confused of like, why do this game fair? I like it. Yeah, because you might like it, but they're catering to a certain group that's not that group is small and no one doesn't give a fuck of. Why do you think people love the whole Dominic stuff and the whole Rhea Ripley stuff? Small people hate it, and that's fine. But people are not paying attention to the people that do like it. And I'm just like, look, and I'm not saying that they're not pointing out and being like, hey, if you like it, fuck you. No, they're not saying that. They're just pointing out, hey, I just don't like this, and that's fine. It's just that seeing the other perspective of people liking it. Because I was like that too. I was all like, oh, fuck this and fuck that. Then I started looking at other people of how much they like it. And I started looking at it, and I started looking at their perspective. And I'm just like, when you say it that way, or when I look at it that way, these characters are actually pretty fun. And these characters are not bad. Could they be like The Rock and Austin? Oh, fuck yeah. Could they be like China? Oh, of course yeah. But they're not, and they never will be, because it's not the '90s anymore. Because what you can do in the '90s, you can't do now. That pisses me off too, because we have little fucking goddamn simps that don't want to fucking push the plate in wrestling and fucking want to stand down and don't want to fucking reach that line, want to push that line. That's the problem with wrestling nowadays. That is the problem with gaming, movies, and wrestling. You don't push the envelope. No one's not pushing the envelope. If there's a problem, anything nowadays, it's that. No one's not pushing the envelope. It's that. No one's not pushing the envelope. Wrestling, video games, and movies, they're not pushing the envelope. They're not. They all are stagnant right now. All of them have been stagnated. Seriously, all of them have been stagnated. All of them have. The reason that they have is because you want me to tell you in a spiritual enlightenment way, or you just don't care. I could tell you it. If you don't care, you probably leave this video. But I'll say it right now before I end this video. The reason it's like that is because these people don't care anymore. They don't. They just don't care anymore. They don't care. They don't care. They just don't care. The reason they don't care is because something's happening right now. So they're just taking advantage of them not caring. Right now, they're just making as much money as they need until when shit goes down, they have all that money and run away with it. Oh, but what about us? What about you? You be fucking suffering and crying, looking for fucking goddamn food while they're in the fucking motel rooms, fucking drinking wine. Do I need to be more specific of why they don't, of why these companies the way they are now? Do I have to be really specific with that now? Because I know so many people out here are saying, why is this that? Why is this that? I'm like, because they're getting prepared for literally the shit, everything turning off, dude. And that's not in a spiritual enlightenment way. That's literally seeing it from a, that's literally seeing it of a common goddamn sense. All these companies are doing stupid shit. Look at Disney. They're doing stupid shit so they can make more money, more money, more money, more money because they're catering to people that, fucking don't give a shit. And most people are like, oh, they're not gonna make no money and shit like that. Of course, but they're making enough money so they can be good when this is done. $1 is everything for them right now. To be quite honest with them, I'm dead serious. A penny is everything to them right now. Okay, that's how bad. That's how bad. That's how bad it has gotten, and that's how bad it is in this ward. And none of you guys have noticed it. If you have, please comment down below. Tell me, hey, I noticed this and I agree with you and everything like that. But if you haven't noticed, well, now you do. Now you do. It's almost like that song. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. Fucking what is it? Notorious and shit like that. Freaking Biggie. Notorious. Sorry. Anyways, I'm done. Before I keep rambling and shit like that. So, anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Tell me what you guys think down below. And tell me what you think about the whole AEW stuff and some of the stuff that I mentioned with having fun with wrestling also, and also just common sense of some of the things I've been talking about here in general. So see you guys, be safe, and take care.